Thank you so much. It's really a privilege to be here and to be joined by such distinguished fellow panelists. They've all demonstrated a long career and commitment to defend and protect and celebrate religious freedom in Vietnam and around the world. I also want to thank the organizers. This is such an important conversation to be having every year. It's a critical moment for us to reflect on progress, but also to think about how we forge a path in the long road ahead to achieve true religious freedom for all in Vietnam. As America celebrates 250 years, we reflect on the values that have shaped our nation. Our founding fathers upheld religious freedom as an unalienable right, a right that no government can take away and every government must protect. Today, the administration is championing religious freedom for all, having shown time and time again that it will not tolerate restrictions or threats or harassment or detentions of religious believers. As President Trump said on Religious Freedom Day earlier this year, every person is born with the God-given right to practice their faith, follow their conscience, and worship their God freely and without fear. Protecting religious freedom abroad is a core tenet of our foreign policy and vital to the State Department's work around the globe. And this means we often have to have hard conversations with other governments to reach durable solutions for members of persecuted groups. We rely on these partners who share our values and our goals to ensure that their laws contribute to a free system that is open to the American people, whether that be through trade or other sectors. Because as we know, countries with strong human rights protections typically attract more foreign investment, which fosters innovation and promotes economic development. Credible research shows governments that effectively safeguard religious freedom are more stable and economically vibrant. This is what we hope for Vietnam's future, and we continue to encourage Vietnam to make changes in its religious freedom environment to ensure safety and prosperity for all, not just those the government approves of. And yes, while we have seen in the last 2 decades some gradual progress on religious freedom regarding registration and approvals, we really have to be honest with our partners about our lingering, long-standing human rights concerns. With Vietnam, we continue to have these hard conversations about the deeply restrictive environment for persons of faith, for those who choose a path different from the one the government dictates to them. As you know very well, in some locations throughout the country's authorities are still harassing, still surveilling and threatening and arresting those who adhere to faith traditions outside of state-sanctioned religious organizations. This includes the independent Cao Dai and Wahhabi Buddhists, Catholics, Protestant Christians belonging to unregistered religious groups, Khmer Krom Buddhists, etc., etc., etc. These groups, as we all know, regularly face intense pressure and scrutiny from the government, purportedly in the name of national security and social unity. As we've been hearing from the first panel this morning, we know that increasingly Vietnam has demonstrated an alarming pattern of transnational repression. I'm especially grieved for my good friend here to my right, convicted and sentenced in absentia. This is a U.S. citizen. He is being harassed and threatened on U.S. soil. This is unacceptable. We should all be outraged. It is unacceptable. There are so many others who are currently serving time for their commitment to their faith and to their religious freedom advocacy. We call for their immediate and unconditional release. Peacefully expressing one's faith should not be a crime. Peacefully participating in civic and political life as a manifestation of one's beliefs should not be a crime. The free exchange of ideas strengthens societies. The call of one's conscience to peacefully advocate strengthens societies. So when Vietnamese authorities use repressive laws and policies and practices to target religious expression and silence disfavored voices, it denies individuals the exercise of unalienable rights. they arrest religious individuals and advocates and charge them with spurious, seemingly unrelated crimes, they infringe on fundamental freedoms belonging to everyone. The United States has a host of diplomatic tools that we are using to urge Vietnam to improve its religious freedom and to hold perpetrators accountable. These tools have shown effectiveness. When the State Department first placed Vietnam on the special watch list in 2022 for engaging in and tolerating severe violations of religious freedom, we caught the government's attention. The special watch list designation has amplified our messaging, and it is in that context that we routinely call on the government of Vietnam to cease interfering in religious affairs, eliminate harassment by local authorities, and stop threatening and abusing those who worship outside of state-defined parameters. At the State Department, we are also leveraging sanctions and visa restrictions to target bad actors who routinely oppress individuals for practicing their faith. And we won't hesitate to continue to leverage these tools against Vietnamese officials. In response to the special watch list designation and our pressure, Vietnam has been listening and engaging with us. We have a long road ahead. We are committed to raising these concerns in our bilateral conversations and to publicly reporting on religious freedom issues in the International Religious Freedom Report. And we will continue to fight for religious freedom in Vietnam. Thank you for all you do as the noble fight for freedom continues. Thank you.
In April 2026, this is, I'm looking at Miss Tina more. In April 2026, there was a revision of the law of belief and religion, explicitly target online faith community, requiring state registration for virtual gatherings. In what way do we do the 2026 revision of the LBR expand state surveillance to eradicate the last digital safe haven for independent and unregistered churches? Thank you, Ms. Tina. Oh, by the way, later on you can just chime in. The father and the most reference, what to do with it. Okay, Tina.
Yes, thank you so much for that question. We too saw with alarm the developments to the revisions to the law on belief and religion. And in many respects, my first instinct upon learning of it was to think of China and the severe crackdowns on online religious activities that are happening in China. And so my first thought was Vietnam is replicating its communist cousin, right? They're replicating this new repressive tactic to go after people online. The registration issue in Vietnam in general is very, very concerning. Various religious freedom envoys affiliated with the UN over the years have commented thoroughly on this issue, how inconsistent mandatory registration requirements are with international human rights standards. This is very well documented. No government can legitimize a religious group through registration, right? There's no administrative or bureaucratic measure that can create a religious group. A religious group exists because the people belonging to it want it to. There's no government that can sanction that can bless it, the religious pun intended, right? There's no administrative measure that makes that happen, right? It's the people involved themselves who make that happen. So now to see that this level of oversight and repression is extended to religious activities online is very, very concerning. Something that we are remaining in close contact with our counterparts at the U.S. Embassy and the U.S. Consulate in Vietnam. If you are hearing of specific cases, instances of people being tracked down and their online activity either surveilled or repressed in some way, I hope you will reach out and let us know, because we definitely want to document that and address it as appropriate.
Thank you, Father. Now we will have a 1-minute closing remarks from each of our panelists.
Thank you. You asked us to remember, I will remember. I will remember.
Please.
For so many of you in this room, this issue is personal. Thank you for your courage to share your stories, your own and those of those who can't be here with us today. We need your work. It's so valuable. Keep documenting, keep advocating, keep reporting. It's really been a true honor to be here with you today. Some of you I've known for a very, very long time, and it always feels like coming home when I get to spend time with you. So thank you so, so much. Thank you for all that you do.